So today we are back on, well, it's that thing there, but it's that and that part of it. Decided it'd be wise to press these boogers in with a custom press clamp thing of some description, I'm sure. I'll speak very highly of it as soon as I figure out how to describe it. Next, we're going to have to get the engine mounts and probably the trans mounts and stick the engine in the cradle. And by some great act of magic, we're going to magically get that over here and put it on it. Okay, well, we had things going quite smoothly, and that happened. That is the OEM bolt, or about half of it. We gotta figure out how to get that out of there, and that's gonna be fun, I'm sure of that. It's the little round red circle button that starts.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we got this ugly booger out of there. And since we didn't have the exact right bolts and they don't seem to be readily available, what we had to do, how good are you at playing with focus, which is tap to focus, is chop off the end of these lovely grade 8 bolts, because these won't stretch and break off, at least not under the torque that's specified. Lop these off. I wish I could have filmed that, but kind of did that while he was taking that out. And now you get to watch me try and drop this on my face. Ooh, just sat on it, broke off. You can't make this crap up.
Yeah, don't worry, there's more of it.
Oh, I'm sure. You gotta, in any vehicle there will be a, bring the camera up here so I can show you guys.
I'd have to stand up, hang on.
An alignment. Didn't know there can be dowels, but this, it looks like it's just round, but it'll only line up quite right the one way, which is probably fascinating or something. Ooh, I'm so glad that's just not just floating there by magic.
No, it's floating there by science.
We can kind of zip these in now that they're the specialty length. And since I carefully beveled the ends or whatever, there won't be a pig to get into position. Just kidding. They're not perfect, and therefore they're gonna, some of them are gonna be a bit of a pain in the neck to get threaded in. And that one doesn't want to thread in at all. They're not. There's talking birds in this neighborhood. They're not, you'd have to show them, but they're not exactly, they're not nice, like bevel-ended, or tapered, I suppose is the proper term, like you'd get if you bought them, the specialty ones that don't actually exist. But they will thread in and they won't ruin the threads in the crank, which is only critically important. So I'm going to run these in, snug them up, and show you a few things about clutches. You can pause it or stop the video. Okay, now that we've got those snugged down, you have to torque these, it's to like 74 pound-feet or something. But we definitely have the right socket for the torque wrench somewhere. I just don't know where the heck it went. Now we're going to show you a couple things about the manual transmission clutch, which, funnily enough, this engine was never equipped with. First thing you're going to need when you're doing one of these, aside from the basic tools to disassemble and reassemble, is a clutch alignment tool. No, this isn't a spark plug tool. Yes, it is. Have one of these, I think, somewhere, but it would be with my professional tools at another undisclosed location. You've got your clutch pad, your clutch disc, your friction material that goes between the flywheel and the pressure plate. Generally, these will be marked. Where did it go? It said flywheel side and pressure plate side. This says it on the flywheel side. There, depending on where you are, asbestos-y or some kind of fibrous friction material, not unlike brake pads. It's actually on the same principle. Once you've got this perfectly centered and aligned, this beautiful booger goes on over it. And oh wow, I got the alignment right on the first try, probably. And then you will attach it with your bolts that will need to be graded, I guess is all I can really say, though. There will be a specification given by the manufacturer to tell you that. Now, because in college my instructor told me he once forgot to torque these down on a customer's car, went to lunch, came back, put the transmission back together, and tried it out. Just made this horrible noise before I even mock up the pressure plate and clutch disc on here with bolts. I'm going to get the socket and torque these down. Wow, that was amazing. It probably didn't even take a couple seconds. Oh, well, I was supposed to try and do this cool because it's my epic new torque wrench, but try this again. Oh, you don't want to drop or jar a torque wrench. They're expensive. Also, you can break them. You need to check the 2x4 you're getting your point of view from. Now these, I'm told you should probably torque them in stages, which means up this loose and take this. You want to arrive at, let's see, 74. You want to start at about 25. Hold the crank pulley. It should be as easy as, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera end, but click, click. You can certainly feel it. Right, and we're only a third of the way torqued. And a third of the way torqued. Oh boy. That's one. Now we're heading up to 50 pound-feet. If you say foot-pounds, I will come and find you. Which is where the OEM bolts started stretching. And we're just starting to get concerned because it's starting to do similar things. With the grade fastener these are, there's no way they should oh crap, no. This could be entertaining. Actually, if it just... Oh boy! Please stand by for technical difficulties.
It's got to be fucking...
Ew. Okay, a day later, and the lighting sucks because reasons you'll see in a minute. We have got, don't you love how my phone works? The grade 8 that we've broken back out.
I thought I can get the screw extractor off.
Well, in case you're wondering why the lighting is bad, it's because it's raining, so we're actually operating under a tarp on top of the cherry picker. Now, what exactly was causing these bolts to break?
Well, you see, remember that first number we were torquing to, 25? Well, that was actually the torque spec. We were trying to torque it to 74, which is the different engine that I got the torque specs for. Unfortunately, these are only set to 25-pound torque.
Not triple that, or they snap like they're made out of plastic.
Oh, silly. They only snap at double.
Well, I'm not actually wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt, so I'm freezing right now. Wish it would say how long they had on the thing with the thing. You do that. I'm going to try to drop this on my toes. Looks like it's going to go together so fast, doesn't it? It's actually an overshot. Really not, though. Why is it on? Well, why is that? Why is Gamora? Back into position. Yes. I hope that wasn't audible on the camera. That'd be awkward.
So,
my phone just dinged dead.
Yeah. Here, just gotta gently convinced over.
Gently convince it then. Why am I? Oh, I see. You could read it, you just couldn't read it. Remember, you have to hit the... Touch on the center of this thing and really click it.
There's two.
That won't necessarily line up. I just want to make sure this lines up.
That should line up.
Take it. Okay. While you're trying to get like that done.
Aye.
Okay. We actually did kind of get it on the first try, which impresses me more than it should. Because this is together in focus on the alignment dowels, which means the clutch disc wasn't out of alignment, which would have required taking it apart, picking it up, taking the pressure plate off and aligning it and putting it back together and trying it 5 million times, which would be no fun. It's together, but I'm thinking probably the transmission mounts are junk. That, and I'm persuaded to this belief by the fact that when you just barely do this with the engine, that the one that you can see sways in the breeze. So I think hopefully if we do the trans mounts, then the engine mount, which is for this car, should line up. Hopefully. Oh, and apologies for the very loud bell ringing that just occurred. That was me social media making me a celebrity or some garbage like that, I don't know. Okay, I haven't got a lot of time or really, as you can see, optimum weather to show you like how crap this... Oh no, that shows you pretty good, just if you can kind of spot the difference. Yeah, how crap that is. And the heat shield. I would be keeping the heat shield, but the exhaust goes a different place, so there is no need to.